It is approximately 100 degrees out today. It's 92 degrees here in the room, which is an outrageously high load on the air conditioner. It has 92 degree air going in and about 50 degree air coming out. That's a 40 degree split. That's pretty remarkable. This machine has a drain hole that I installed. By design, it would do the stinking slinger wheel thing and collect all the condensation and throw it on a coil. I'm bringing this up because that's been a topic of debate recently in regards to the Medea recall debacle and so forth. And there's a lot of people that are dead set on the fact that having the water inside the machine is a good thing. And I am completely set on the fact that it's a bad thing. I did an experiment with one machine so far regarding the presence of the water, and the test was not fully conclusive because the only thing that I measured was the power consumption. I did not measure the air temperature. And I didn't measure the air temperature because it was inconsequential, because I could not measure the volume of air moved. I noticed that when the water was sitting inside the machine, the fan speed slowed down considerably. And so the temperature flux doesn't really tell us anything if we don't know how much the air volume has changed. Since it's so unreasonably hot out right now, I decided to go outside and spray the garden hose on the condenser of this machine, thinking that that would help cool the condenser. And it did cool the condenser considerably, mostly because it's a very high volume of cold water coming out of a garden hose. It's nothing compared to a little bit of condensate slinging inside the machine. But what I noticed when I came inside the house, not only did the machine start to sound poor, not sound poor, but the compressor sounded like it was under considerably more load with the water. I also noticed that the output temperature of the evaporator side went up by about 10 degrees. So I'm going to situate the camera. Oh, I need to, the tripod's too small. I'm going to situate the camera here. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can get it so you can see when I spray it. Well, I guess you're not going to be able to see it, but just keep an eye on that number. 48 is our starting point. I'm going to spray some water on the coil, which will simulate, the stupid slinger thing. And watch what happens to the temperature and listen to the sound of the machine. This is very important. I'm going to spray in about 5 seconds. So the compressor sound has changed. The output temperature went up by about 12 degrees, and you can hear the gas is no longer flowing through the evaporator correctly. And I'll tell you what's happening here. What's happening is the water, and it's happening to a larger degree because I'm dousing it with the garden hose versus, the bottom couple inches getting saturated. But what's happening is the water. Okay, listen to the machine now. I'll explain in a minute. Listen to the machine as the coil dries out and watch the temperature. Okay, it's pretty much dried out, and yes, it's absolutely drying out that quickly because it's so hot and it's very dry out. So what's happening is the water is restricting the airflow through the coil. The water fills in the gaps in between the fins and restricts the airflow, resulting in less cooling than you would get if the coil was just wide open, clean, and getting full airflow. Now, I don't know what the power consumption is, but I don't have a meter hooked up to this outlet to be able to check that right now. But regardless, a 12-degree drop in performance is very significant, and I suspect the power consumption is going up considerably because you could hear the compressor come into considerable more you could hear the compressor come up to considerably more load. So that was a very interesting experiment in practice. Now, I wonder if I could try to spray the garden hose. I can't fill up the bottom of the machine because the bottom of the machine is gone. It's rusted away from not having a drain hole. I wonder if I could simulate just a little bit of water on the bottom. I'll try and just spray like the bottom a couple inches. I don't want to keep doing this because obviously it's not good for the machine. But I also want to learn from this as well. That time I just sprayed the bottom like 2 inches of the coil. And of course the meter decided to time out. So I'm going to have to go through it again. I'll go through it. Okay, I just sprayed the bottom 2 to 3 inches only. And I heard the compressor come under load again. Is the temperature going up? Yeah, it did go up. So even just having the bottom 3 inches wet caused the temperature to go up, and the compressor load to increase. Now the results are going to vary machine to machine, so this is not an end-all answer for every single air conditioner, but the case with this one is that the water actually hinders the performance considerably. So I continue to maintain my position that every air conditioner should have a drain hole. It should hold no water in the back of the unit, and the coil is going to work best clean and dry with full airflow only. And this particular experiment is an excellent piece of evidence to that.